Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Sunday Live. And of course, today, Happy Easter. And Valerio, thanks already for the super chat. Frohe Ostern auch für dich. Happy Easter to you too. And thank you very much. And welcome to a small anniversary. I've seen it's my 10th Sunday live stream now, so that's how fast time goes by. Talking about anniversary, I said before the live stream that I'm gonna have a little game for you, but I'll talk about that later on in the stream. So I already see a few people here in time, and in time means before even I was here. Hello Katrina, hey Son of Viking, hey Dano, hey Katrina, and hi Igor. And there are probably more who haven't written anything yet, and there will be more. So happy Easter, everyone. Hi Joe, just seen that you joined. And today, once again, I want to start with some topics I found online again before I get to the game later on. And let's start with Scotland again, because last time I talked about Alba. It should be Alba, the name of the party, or some. I learned something in the meantime about the pronunciation, but I'm not sure if that's right, because when it's spelled again, I have to pronounce it totally differently than I would do as a German. Because there's now a new poll out for the first time that includes the Alba party. And it was out on Thursday, and it predicts that they will get no seat at all, at least at the moment. And what's even more worrying for Salman is his favorability rating is dreadful, -61. And with Scots, he's even, you could say, double as unpopular as Boris Johnson, who only has -32. And thinking about that, Salman got 200,000 votes close to independence in 2014, and that he's a former First Minister, a former MP, that is not looking that good. And even if some MPs, MSPs as well, I guess, defected to his party, whoa. And he's got quite some journey behind him. He lost his Westminster seat 4 years ago. He launched then a highly controversial talk show on the RT television network, and as far as I know, that network is backing Vladimir Putin. If that's a really good choice to do that as a former first minister who wants to get back to politics is, let's say, at least questionable. And of course, the sexual harassment allegations from the time when he was first minister, or that are dating back to the time as first minister. And although they were acquitted and one was said not proven, how good is that for your standing in the public? And then saying that the husband of Nicola Sturgeon is behind everything against him. Well, the only positive thing I could find is that Alba might attract some socially conservative voters, so for whom the SNP is still too left-wing. Yeah, the SNP is not a party in general I would vote for here, because they're from a point of view in the political spectrum from where I am, they're usually too far on the left side. But so some of those could be attracted by Salmon. I think that's possible. And but where does this leave him? If the SNP wins a majority, that means, correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess 65 seats, which is at the moment in the polls the possible thing. Without Salmon, they don't need him. If he takes enough votes away in the regional elections from the SNP, that they don't get a majority, he will have damaged the whole independence cause, I guess. And even if he manages what he's always saying, to grow the independence majority, that could still mean that Boris Johnson has some get out of prison card, as you know from Monopoly, just by saying they played some dirty tricks there with splitting up to get more votes. And so that is not a valid reason for another independence referendum that they got so many votes or so many seats. So it's quite a dangerous game he's playing there. And I don't see that he will hurt Sturgeon anyway. Sturgeon will have a success in this election, I'm quite sure. Either way, if she gets enough to get her independence referendum is another question. But for the SNP as a party, there will be some kind of success. So Nicola Sturgeon is not in any danger. Because I looked at the latest poll as well. The SNP in the constituencies is at the moment at 49%. And with 38% on the regional lists, although that was better a few months ago before the whole shenanigans in the assembly with Cement. But still, that's quite a lot of seats they're going to get. The Tories are in second place with 21 in the constituencies and 18 in the regional lists, and Labour with 20 and 19%. The Lib Dems are 9% in constituency and 8% in the regions, and the Scottish Greens are 11% regionally. They are usually not mentioned in the constituencies because they usually get there about 1% or something. That's why they don't really count there. And the Alaba Party is just 3% in the regional seats. That will mean no seat for them. If you look how few seats that are, you need more percent to get any seat there. And 52% of those in this survey, by the way, believe that Cement hinders the independence movement. And so at the moment, he's not doing them any favor, although he says so. And on the independence question, I looked in the last months who made what poll and whatever, what is the meaning behind these polls, but still, it's not looking that overwhelmingly good. At the moment, it's 50-50 if you count out the undecided. But Nicola Sturgeon is still the most popular leader in Scotland with a 50% approval rating. If you have a look at the next one, that's the Tory leader with just 17% approval rating, 10% for Cement, and 71% said in the case of Cement they have a negative view on him. And so not a really good thing for a party leader if you want to win seats. But I see there's much more going on the chat right now. Some other people joined. Hi Hank. Hi All Shorts. Hi there. Hi Uwe. And I almost said hi Nightbot. I'm also falling for that one. Oh dear, oh dear. It's Sunday and I worked a hell of a lot today because I really want to take a day off tomorrow. I didn't want to skip the live stream today, so we decided to have some cake on Easter Monday. In Germany, that's a bank holiday too. I'm visiting a friend of mine. I'm taking care of her anyway all the time. She's over 80, and I do her shopping and stuff like this, so she doesn't go to the shops. And she's vaccinated already, but we're still not very clear with the South African and the Brazilian. So we still keep going on at the moment because the South African variant showed up in Germany. And we're still with all security measures. She's got a balcony and everything. We're going to have a piece of cake tomorrow. And that's why I filmed about 20 videos before this live stream. So I can take a day off tomorrow because I have to do it for several channels. For Tuesday as well. So for tomorrow and for Tuesday. And so it was a lot of work today. But I still want to do this. I really like my live streams and I really like to talk to you. And especially when I had my game in mind, but I'll talk about this later in the live stream. As I said, I wanted to do this today and not skip it. And so I'm really glad you're all here, even if it's Easter Sunday, and not so many will show up, I'm quite sure about that, you will not, well, I hope you will not regret that you've shown up when you hear about the game, for example. As I said, tomorrow I will take a day off so we can have a little bit of time. And there's something else I can tell you because you don't know her. So when we have a chance on days like this, even if it's not a bank holiday in the UK tomorrow, but many are still in home office, so we can do this. I always take my laptop to her so she can Skype with her daughter or her grandchildren or whatever on occasions like this, and that's what we're going to do tomorrow. So that's why I wanted to have the day tomorrow to do that, and so she can do that as well. But I'm getting off topic. Although I was looking for some fun for today as well, and as you know, I regularly have a look for reasons why some kind of propaganda is working. And that's why I had a look at some certain newspapers again. And in this case, yes, in this first case, it's the Express, because I don't know if any Swedish viewers on today, but they are bringing back Swexit now, so the Swedish exit from the EU. And they are doing, as I said last time, they're doing tons of articles against the EU almost daily, and this one I picked really shows how they are working. So there was one of the few Eurosceptics in Swedish politics that are left now, and he said there will be Swexit soon if everything continues like this. And to back that up, and that's the fun part of this propaganda version, is the quotes they picked to back this up. This guy is saying that is as much as somebody from the AfD in Germany in the European Parliament. They usually quote, says something, it's not enough because it's neither credible nor of any substance when you look at the election results. So they quoted a lot of people, a lot of, let's say, regular politicians, not extreme right wings or something, but regular politicians. But to back this up, that we will soon have Swexit, they used a lot of quotes from before the 2016 referendum. So everyone they quoted, like Ulrika Schenström or the former Prime Minister Fredrik Reinfeldt, or State Secretary, was before the referendum. And there, of course, many said, there are lots of reasons for Sweden to be worried, our partnership with the UK and so on. Britain has done a lot of the heavy lifting for us non-Euro countries. If the British leave, Euroscepticism in Sweden will grow. And the point is, all the quotes they picked are showing that all of this did not happen, because Brexit did exactly do the opposite. Because everyone with at least 2 brain cells can now see what Brexit means, what an exit from the EU means, what consequences are coming with that. And if you follow my channel, as the most I've seen on the screen, definitely do, you will have heard a lot of the examples from practical life I'm bringing, and I try to bring more of them over time whenever I stumble upon them. There are so many, but you have to find these certain cases that's bringing everything closer to the people than just some general information. And all these show that Brexit made all other EU countries be aware how bad it is as an idea to leave the EU. The next ones, I talked about the exit scale some Austrian professor brought up. The Czech were the next ones, not the Swedish or the Polish or whatever. The Czech were the next one on the list behind the UK of skepticism at that time. And that completely went down everywhere. because everyone realizes that it is a bad idea. And so they only can work with quotes from before 2016. But seriously, how can you, I'm not saying they're proper journalists, but how can you claim to be a journalist and bringing stories you try to back up with quotes from 2015 when you want to say something about current events, that this is happening now because those people said this 2015? And this is so not credible. But that is how the Express works, and they are not the only ones. And the fact that Sweden is not in the euro is not a problem at all. Another one. Bank analysts are quoted from 2016. MEPs are quoted from 2016. Yeah. And the appetite of the Swedish for Swexit in 2016 was 36%. And that is lower today, not higher. And they try to mix it all with their standard anti-EU headlines of the last weeks, like Macron and von der Leyen had a conspiracy against the vaccination program and everything like this. And they mix that all up, mix it with ancient quotes that just fit into their narrative and sell this to the people. And the bad thing is people believe that crap. I'm not saying it's a special UK thing. I know a lot of people that read the headlines in the Bild Zeitung, and that is not anything better, that thing. And they do believe that. And that's a problem of our time, and that was the problem of Brexit, how people could be influenced with headlines and not checking any facts themselves. They were just fed lies and headlines and don't know what. And I'm not. That was just one thing, quite a harmless one. There's a lot of more nonsense in that paper. That is quite insulting, Dano. I have to admit to that you're right there. But that's obviously working, and people are still believing that. It's the same. Someone just asked something if I would do my April 1st video again, my appearance there. It was just for April 1st, so it was an April Fool's video. But the bad thing really is there were, and in this case, some of my regulars said I almost fell for it, but some Brexiteers who haven't watched my channel very often really said they answered as if they really believed me, and that really scared me. CPF, because I'm not using that language on my channel, watch out what you're saying to other viewers. Otherwise, you're gone quicker than you can look. So watch your language. But before I get to another one of those, I've got another interesting one as well. But first of all, I want to talk as well about my favorite Brexiteer, because he just left party politics, at least he said so, and suddenly he's back, but in a very interesting way. And the newspapers I got this from had to check if it was an April prank or not, if April 1st prank or not, and it wasn't. So it's not another late April Fool's prank or something. Nigel Farage got a new job. He made his, as you remember, he made his MEPs put little British flags on the desk in the European Parliament, and now he wants to plant trees to combat climate change. And in time for his 57th birthday, he put on a green robe, so to speak. They call him the best hated Briton of all Brussels Eurocrats. And Sorry, with one thing they are right, he's one of the most conspicuous and controversial members of the EU Parliament in the last decades. And he's now involved in a Dutch reforestation company that aims to fight the greenhouse effect with 3 million newly planted trees by 2030. And besides the fact that I guess a German TV station made 1 week with shows where they collected money and every euro was meant another planted tree, and I think they got already that much in this 1 week. But still, Nigel Farage, he's on the advisory board of Dutch Green Business, a company listed on the Amsterdam Stock Exchange. And Nigel Farage wants to ensure that this goal is achieved. So he found something new. And obviously, that is how you try yourself not to be connected with Brexit anymore before some stuff hits the fan. And so again, I have to quote them because he, of course, gave them an interview. He told the Express, "I want this project to become a unity-building topic that promotes the preservation of the rainforest through afforestation. Can't we unite to address the issue of global forest loss?" From someone who's always polarizing about everything, that's really something very unusual. And you see, I can't even report on this without giggling all the time. He was with UKIP. Then he was with the Brexit Party. He was still there when they renamed it. It's not a Reform UK, it's not a new party. They just renamed the Brexit Party. And he has always drummed for Brexit and put everything under pressure. And now this. He once called, I think it was Herman van Rompuy, a damp wreck in the parliament while he was president of the parliament. And he did more of this. And we the funniest thing is I talked about the statue of Greta Thunberg this week. And the fun is that he called her activism alarmism. And he's always making fun of Prince Charles because of his commitment to the green thing, and he's always calling him Charlie Boy and stuff like this. And I just wanted to look at this. Not because the Express made a double-page feature on his 57th birthday. No. The article was shared by Farage on April 2nd. So it's probably not an April Fool's joke. But the newspapers that reported on this now, not the Express where he gave the interview, but I mean real newspapers, they asked Dutch Green Business, the company, to confirm this. And they did confirm this. This is really not an April Fool's prank. He's really doing this. But I'm always complaining about Keir Starmer. And I filmed a video today that's called Like a Flag in the Wind. And it's about Keir Starmer. But Farage is far more than Keir Starmer in that regard. Politically, they're completely something different. But he's changing code whenever he needs to. He obviously needs money or something. I don't know. I never see any Farage ads in front of my videos. I have to play my videos once to put a comment under them. And I see the videos, the ads for Germany. And of course, you see ads for your typical watching behavior. That's how YouTube usually picks the ads. So I never saw a Farage ad on my videos. But some English viewers tell me, or British viewers or Irish viewers tell me that there are Farage ads in the beginning. And maybe he needs money to pay for those ads. Now he's getting green. There was another article. I didn't know if that was an April prank either, but it was the Daily Mail, and it was about Dave Davis. And I really didn't know what to say about that topic at that moment. He gave an interview to that newspaper talking about the intentions of his resignation while Theresa May was Prime Minister. And the quotes in the beginning, I just bring you the important ones already. He said his decision to quit Theresa May's government was strategic. So he didn't decide on personal something, but it was a strategic decision. He claims that he made the move to oust Theresa May when she stopped listening to him over Europe. So you must be quite self-confident if you mean that you quit and a government will fall. Because he said he hoped his resignation would lead to May being replaced by a leader who would push for harder Brexit. That happened, but I don't believe that this happened just because David Davis resigned. I think that was the best thing that could happen to anyone. But he really said it was a cold-blooded bid to get the UK a clean split from the EU. How self-confident do you have to be to believe that? And he's quite damaging. I will not talk about the whole thing here, but he's quite damaging in this interview about everything of the time on Theresa May. So I think he has to repay some old, we would say, in Germany we say he has to repay some old bills. Or settle some old bills with Theresa May, because that really sounds like this. Yeah, it gave some problem. There was some turmoil in the government when he quit because of the Chequers deal, because that would have tied the UK still to the EU like Northern Ireland is now. And we all know from what we see now that it would have been for Northern Ireland the better solution to have Theresa May's backstop. That would have solved all the problems we have at the moment with Northern Ireland. Well, the problem would never have been there without Brexit, but in case of Brexit, the best solution would still have been the backstop, although Brexit wouldn't have made any sense anymore with the backstop, because then they could have stayed a member anyway, because of what they can decide themselves. And in this case, with a backstop, but without membership, they wouldn't have a veto, they wouldn't have a say in everything that's happening. Of course, that would be worse than membership. But everything is worse than membership, and people still don't realize that. And the fun thing is that they still blame, and he does the same, the EU for everything that happens now. It's really funny. Next time I break something in my flat, I will blame our mayor for that, because it's all his fault. He didn't tell me not to break my stuff. But I want to have a quick look who's here at the moment. That's not all logged in. Some I can see. Hi Francois. Hi Sean. Hi Stanley. Hi Tom. Hi Willem. Most are not logged in, so I can't see everyone. But for Sunday, Easter Sunday, it's nice to see 62 people right there, and more than 200 already, or 260 already playing it back after I started. So it's a lot of people for Easter Sunday, and that's why I want to do this. Hi Thomas. Yeah, I thought on Easter I can put on my blue jacket again. But the rest of the time I do like my merch, so that's why I'm wearing it, even if you think I, don't know, look more credible in blue or look better in blue, I don't know. I like that stuff. And I have some, let's say, a little bit controversial stuff as well in my merch shop, and I ordered some of the new editions because I changed the logos, and I'm going to wear them too, even if some people will be really angry on me. And some are really angry on Sir Alan Alan Duncan at the moment, because there was an article in a, let's say, a little bit different online magazine, where they really quoted everything he said about other politicians recently. And I had to pick a little bit, because it's not all proper to say this on my YouTube channel, what he said. But I picked the more harmless ones there, because Sir Alan Duncan, he was the Prime Minister's deputy when he was Foreign Secretary. So Boris Johnson's deputy when he was Foreign Secretary. And so he should know the people he's talking about, because he was talking about Boris Johnson, Priti Patel, Michael Gove, and some others. Or shorts, I would never wear Max's mankini, although I do eat pineapple pizza. Just saying. And he called Boris Johnson an embarrassing buffoon who didn't know any of the details on Brexit. Or he attacked other top politicians, like he called Priti Patel a complete and utter nightmare. He called Theresa May a frightened rabbit. And I don't know what drove him to do that now, because he talked about a whole list of people. And he told a story from the time when Boris Johnson was a foreign secretary and he was his deputy. And Johnson allegedly asked him why diplomats don't take him seriously. And Alan Duncan said that time he told Boris Johnson, just look in the fracking mirror. Then you know why the diplomats don't take you seriously. I don't know. Has he written a book or something recently? So that he needs to sell his book now that he did that? I just thought it's some fun for a change, and not always the serious stuff I have to talk about. I have one serious one for later as well. I don't want to skip, but I wanted to talk about that one. What has to be at the moment that the deputy of a foreign secretary goes to media and talks like this? Usually the most, except Express and Bild Zeitung, they would never print that. And so what I picked that from is some online media, they even call themselves not so serious. And he said Boris Johnson thinks he's the next Churchill. He has a self-deluding, mock-romantic passion which is not rooted in realism. And he's disloyal. And that's something I can believe. When you look how he treated some people that brought him to power, look at his cabinet now. It's really funny. And he called Gove an unctuous freak, a wacky weirdo. That I can't say. Theresa May's a cardboard cutout with sub-zero social skills. And the only one that got away well was David Cameron. But he didn't even shy away from Labour. He called Emily Thornberry a graceless frump and Tobias Ellwood a childish... No, I don't say that one. So... he retired now, but does anybody know, did he just publish a book? Yeah, thank you, Stanley. That was, I thought, to get some publicity for his book. I haven't found that quickly since I found that I was just seeing that short before the stream. So it's called Thick of It. Yeah, the language in the report I saw really sounds like it. So now I really understand. I thought so, but I haven't found it that quickly. I thought so that he must be publishing a book at the moment that he needs publicity like this. But with the quotes I saw, I don't think that he will get that in too many newspapers, in proper newspapers, as unpaid PR. Oh boy. Well, let's have a Quick look, Salford Lads Club. Yes, Starmer will do worse than Corbyn, it seems. And as I said, I made 2 videos about one for tomorrow, one for the day after tomorrow, which includes Starmer. And there's one analysis I found, and one thing about the current politics of Labour. They are in some way doing the same mistakes the Social Democrats in Germany are doing. At the moment, my party completely crashed because of those idiots that put money in their own pockets with the mask thing and everything. But the Social Democrats didn't really benefit from it. The Greens did. The Social Democrats don't have the way to have a profile and communicate it to the outside. And the same problem on a higher level, of course, with first past the post in the UK, is with Labour at the moment. They are saying too much. We don't want any trouble during a pandemic, so we constructively work with the government and only sometimes criticize a little bit. And that's probably a mistake. Our Social Democrats do the opposite. They are part of the government but still criticizing the government all the time. So that's a little bit schizophrenic. But Labour, what do they stand for? What would they have done differently? They didn't really take the chance at the time when the government made a lot of mistakes that the public saw. At the moment, it's something different. But they made a lot of mistakes last year the public recognized, and Labour didn't do really much out of it. So it's problematic. And in the election in Scotland, we will see if Labour loses something. I had a look that was too complicated for the stream today, but when I had a look at all the poll numbers, I had a look at certain constituencies in Scotland. There are some marginal seats they will really fight about in the next election. And there were some Labour marginal seats as well. They only won last time. And it could be that they're gone again. Oh, dude, you have to watch your language as well. YouTube just stopped that message from you, and I won't click show. I don't use that word here, so please don't do that too. I know that you are very expressly, but you know. In Germany, as I said, we have something like the AfD. That's a problem if you don't have first past the post. It's definitely more democratic to have a hybrid system or a full proportional representation, but in that case you have trouble if you don't have some kind of hurdle. We've seen that in the Netherlands, how many parties there are in parliament, and or we see it in our town council here, in the city council. We have so many parties here that just got just 1% or something. That's why we have so many different parties there. And but with first past the post, you usually don't get that problem. When you have a look who's all competing for the regional lists in Scotland, you see a lot of party you probably, if you're not from Scotland, have never heard of. But there are a lot of parties too. And they just don't ever get into the Scottish Assembly. And so you don't that quickly have that problem, because with the German system, of course, UKIP in between would have been in Westminster in the Parliament. But we have them, but they can't cause too much damage there, because they only have, last time they had 12%, and they were lower a long time, and now with the mess of the Christian Democrats, they are at 12% again. But they will never have real influence there. Yeah, they got the maximum of their voters. That won't be more. And mostly because of some people who still have to learn democracy. We still have them in Germany that lived a long time under a dictatorship, and some of them didn't get themselves acquainted to the system with real democracy afterwards. And so they fell for the same thing again they knew from before, just on the other side, not left but right. But the way those parties work on the extreme left and the extreme right is the same anyway, with headlines and propaganda and stuff like that. Oh, sorry, we still have the dryers running in the basements, and they will stay there another weeks for those who are watching my live streams for quite some time because of the flooded basements. And so I have dry air in my studio here that's unbelievable. I always have to have breaks between my videos when I'm filming them, because it gets really dry. I have to open all windows again, and then I can continue filming. So in a live stream I can't do that. But I promised you something for today before I come to something more serious. I'm an optimist, and I have some growing numbers on my channel, and it looks like that in not too distant future I will reach the 10,000 subscriber milestone, and that's for YouTubers is a big one. They you don't get one of these silver things or something you get for 100,000, but they're still called then bronze channels, and it's something to celebrate. And in this case, as I say, I'm an optimist, even if I lost some subscribers because of my April prank. I'm still optimistic that I will reach that. And for that occasion, I thought I'll make a little kind of game or quiz or whatever beforehand until we reach that. And then when I have reached that in the next live stream afterwards, I will announce who won. And I thought I'm going to do a two-part game there. The first part is, if you want to take part, right before this live stream I published a post on my community post. It says you know what to do. And in there, under the comments, you have to put two things. The first thing you have to guess is, on what date will I reach the 10,000 subscribers? And if you're correct, and if you're the only one with the correct date, you immediately have won the prize. If there are more with the correct date, then I will have a lottery in my live stream right afterwards that happened. And you're going to win something. I will not say now what you're going to win, but you will not regret it, I'm quite sure, and you will like it, what you get. To take part in this, in the first part of your comment has to be the date you're guessing I will reach the 10,000 subscribers. And I thought, oh, we can do a double one there. The year is still quite young, but who knows how things will develop. I don't know, you don't know, but you can guess. And so I thought I'll make a second quiz game there where you can also win something. The second thing you should put in is the number of subscribers you think I will have on New Year's Eve this year. So write a comment with a date where you think I get to the 10,000, and after the date a number. So date, space, and a number. What do you think, how many subscribers I'll have on New Year's Eve, so at the end of the year, at midnight on New Year's Eve. Please don't write any words, not subscriber, nothing. Please only write the date and the number. So I want people to take part when they watch my stuff, so when they watch today's live stream. And of course, I don't want to give it away in this post. So please don't comment anything else. I will have to delete it there. No, Joe, you have to put it under that comment, but everybody can go there. You just have to go to my channel, community tab, and there you will find it. Because I have to see, then I can't do different lists here and there. That's why I made that one post that's available to access for everyone. If you go to a channel, there's overview, videos, I think then there's community tab, and it's community tab. and you just print there, scroll down, and then you see the post with a picture. You know what to do. But once again, please only write the date and the number, not a single word more. If you do this, I have to delete it and you can't take part. So I hope many of you take part, and I keep my fingers crossed for you, because I'm sure you will like your prize if you win it. For the first part, because I don't even know how fast that goes, that's why I just want to give it a limited time, just until next Sunday, until my next live stream. You can put in the date and the number, and so the first part I will close with the date when I reach my 10,000. I will close already on next Sunday. So after next Sunday, nobody else will be taking part in that part of the race. And then later I will announce how long the other part will go. But you have 1 week to take part to win the 10,000 subscriber prize. And I really hope you do take part. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm... Fallout Clash of Clans, yeah. You can do a lot of advertising for my channel. Maybe it will work with your birthday. And that would be fun. If you tell enough people, of course it's possible to do it on your birthday. But the speed is always different as well. Some months it goes like up like hell. Some other months it goes bit by bit and bit. And you never know. It's always different. That's life. But enough advertising for the channel. But have fun for taking part. And I'm quite curious who will be the winner. And of course, that not only goes for those who watch this live, but also for those who watch this afterwards. I have 76 now watching live, and almost 400 already in playback. So of course it's for everyone who watched this. But once again, date and number, not a single word more. Everything else has to be deleted. I'm sorry, and I hope nobody complains then that I delete stuff. But I'm trying to get you information as well, and so I've left something for a little bit later now that is not that nice, because I was shortly talking about Northern Ireland in regard to the backstop and Theresa May. But because we don't have that, we have the Northern Ireland Protocol, and some people are really not happy about this. There was trouble in Northern Ireland as well, and several police officers were injured during protests in Belfast. The emergency services were they've thrown stones, fireworks and bottles at the police, and that is something that is really not that nice. 15 police officers were injured in Belfast and 12 in Londonderry. 7 people were arrested. And according to reports from the BBC, the unrest broke out around a square in Belfast where 100 so-called loyalists, so the supporters of Northern Ireland remaining in the UK, wanted to gather to protest. In some videos recently I talked about loyalist groups and loyalist paramilitary groups that threatened a bit with trouble if the Northern Ireland Protocol stays. And there have been attacks on police officers in other parts of Northern Ireland for days now, and in Londonderry for several evenings in a row. And that is really not a good sign, but that's what these groups I talked about in the videos tried to bring up, to put pressure on Boris Johnson to cancel the Northern Ireland Protocol. But the problem is, without the Northern Ireland Protocol, there is no way around a border between Northern Ireland and Ireland, and that is something nobody really can want. I don't know anyone of a sound mind that wants a hard border between Ireland and Northern Ireland, and who still believes that you can have that open border with a no-deal Brexit, I don't know what planet you're from. You cannot just keep borders open. There are markets, and the single market has to be protected. If people still don't understand that, I really can't help them anymore. It is a serious situation, and those people really don't help in that situation. And people try to stir up the whole situation. It's not a lot of people. I'm quite sure about this, that the majority of the people in Northern Ireland wants to have proper relations to both sides and wants to have none of these complications and doesn't want to bring back the troubles. But there are always, I once mentioned in one of my videos, the wrong generation is still alive. Of course, they influence some young people. There are always some young people, no matter where you come from. If you're extreme left, extreme right, if you're a loyalist or a unionist, a nationalist, they can influence you because of the way you were raised and where you come from. We have those young people here too. It doesn't matter who's influencing them, they're going to make a mess because they are influenceable. And it doesn't matter for what purpose. But the majority of the younger people doesn't want that. And the majority of the people nowadays in Northern Ireland doesn't want that. And so we really have to find a way to deal with this. And we will see what's happening. The DUP has lost a lot recently in Northern Ireland on influence. And next elections there are going to be interesting as well. And especially after Scotland, if Scotland should come up to independence, then it's really getting interesting in Northern Ireland. But as I said last week, even reunification wouldn't solve the problem now, because what we need is a peaceful Irish island. And a reunification now wouldn't guarantee peace. And that's one of the problems I have with that. But I'm not a magician, although someone already said that today in a comment. I don't have any solution for that except the Northern Ireland Protocol. And nobody of the critics of the Northern Ireland Protocol could tell me a better solution. And I'm still waiting for any of those to bring up a better solution. And just keep the borders open and don't care about checks is not a solution. It's just ordering another unicorn. So credible solutions are needed, and I don't see anyone having any of those. I've seen that some joined later. That's why I just want to repeat, because I'm not going to do it too long tonight, because I don't want to keep you up on Easter too long. Mini, hi. Thank you very much for your super chat. Happy Easter, and I won't take my CDU joke back. First of all, I knew where it came from, and you're always free to do them, you know that. And I think you know how to take my answer on that comment. But thank you very much for the super chat, Mini. And if you haven't been there before, I was just repeating the quiz game I announced for this live stream today. So I just want to give you a quick update again for some latecomers, because I will not make too long today because it's Easter. Once again, I'll have for my upcoming, I hope, 10,000 subscribers, a little game before I reach that. You can guess on what date I will reach the 10,000 subscribers. I'm an optimist, as I said. And there's a post on my community tab that says, you know what to do. And above this, there's also the end date for the first part with the 10,000 with the date. Just put in the date in the comments what you think on what day I will reach the 10,000 subscribers. If you're the only one who's right, you'll get the prize. If there are more with the same date, then I'll have a lottery on my next live stream after I reached the 10,000 subscribers. And for the second part of the game, I want you to guess how many subscribers I'm going to have at the end of the year. That means on New Year's Eve at 2400, as we old military say. So just put in the date, space, and that number. Nothing else, not a single word more, not the word subscriber, nothing. Just the date and the number you think I'll have in subscribers on December 31st at 2400 hours. And then you can win a second prize there too. Also Mini, vielen Dank nochmal. So I quickly switch to German. Even if what I'm reading there to Dano is not German, it's a bit more bäuerisch. Ich konnte sagen. Aber ihr habt es mir noch nie bayerisch reden gehört. No, I'm sorry. I should stay in English. I always complain about people not speaking in English. Stefan, merci for that comment. But still, I hope you all take part in my little quiz game. It will be a nice gift I have for you, so you should do it. And I want to thank you for your support. And especially Mini now with the super chat again. But some others. There were others recently that I mentioned in one video, but I also want to do it in the live stream because I'm really grateful for all support I get. For those, of course, who give super chats during my live streams, but also those who regularly comment my videos, who regularly watch my videos and watch it for a long time. So that's what brought my channel where it is now. And that they bring constructive comments to my channel. I really like that. And of course, I thank all my patrons. They are quite a big support. I couldn't have done a lot with the technology I needed for the live streams like I'm doing that now, not without my patrons, because I'm not a millionaire, so I have to save money to do this, and they really helped me to do that. The same with the members of my channel. And there were recently some who were really supportive via my PayPal link. So thank you very much for this. I can't say your names here because you haven't said I can do that, but I really want to thank you for that. It's a great support for my channel. I could grow my channel. I could grow the type of my channel because it's the 10th live stream, so it's not so many I've done before. I really had to learn all this. I had to get the equipment for this, but I'm quite glad I can do this now. I'm learning every day, and I'm really grateful for where you brought my channel. And by the way, also my European and my global channel, you see what people are interested in from my normal viewers here on my main channel. But my European channel is really doing great for the age of it, and my global channel is not doing bad either. So for those of you who watch them too, thank you very much. I know it's easy to subscribe to something, but to watch the topics, it's something different. I have a lot of subscribers on both channels who just subscribe to be nice, but that's not what helps on YouTube. It's really a great thing from those of you who watch those videos. I'm really grateful, and I really want to express that. I really am grateful for the loyal viewers I have, not only if you show up on my live stream. I know there are some others who never manage the time. I just want to say once again, even if he's not here at the moment, to Conservator, who often help me with moderating, because it's not easy to do this and to watch out if there are some trolls in the live chat at the time while you're talking to the camera. And so I really think Easter is the right time as well to say thank you to all of you. And I really appreciate that. It's not something I take for granted or whatever. I really appreciate it. And I also want to wish happy Easter to my colleagues All Shorts, of course, was here today, but I also want to say Happy Easter to Max. He is not usually making it on Sundays, but I know that, and it's I don't mind. I don't manage to be that often on his live streams either as a viewer. So, but still, Max, Happy Easter. I really appreciate the live stream we did together. I really appreciate us talking with each other a lot in between. After we published our April prank videos, we chatted a bit. Was fun. Bowler Headman, I don't often have the time to watch your videos, but I really know what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. And of course, Phil, the biggest YouTuber who is not a propaganda Brexiteer, but someone who tries to bring facts, although he's politically far away from me. I really appreciate what he's doing. Of course, he's a much bigger YouTuber, but I know what he's doing, and for a long time now, and I know how much work he had to put in there, so I appreciate his channel very much too. So Max, Phil, Bowler Headman, All Shorts, thank you, colleagues, that we have quite a nice community here as well. And to everyone else, have Happy Easter. Tomorrow I won't answer too many comments because, as I said, I'll take a day off. That's why I worked so much today. As I said, 20 videos filming. That's really something. And for the rest of you, Happy Easter. Thank you very much once again. Appreciate what you do for my channel by watching, commenting, interacting, and joining me on Sundays. And I will continue to do so. And Happy Easter. See you soon. Frohe Ostern und auf Wiedersehen.